painting to photography, from beadwork to woodworking, KQAL FM on the campus of Winona State University presents Artbeat. Artbeat highlights the work and accomplishments of local artists from in and around Winona. Support for Artbeat is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Music is lovely. So is water. This week we have the Winona Symphony Orchestra play water music at the Minnesota Marine Art Museum. Water music is a series of 4-chamber music concerts performed to spotlight the visual treasures of the museum and their music.
I'm here with Eric Rohde, conductor with Winona Symphony Orchestra, and we're having a chamber concert tonight at Minnesota Marine Art Museum. Hi, Eric, and thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, great. Well, the interesting thing we thought about this exhibit was that it's kind of marrying visual art with music, which, we've all seen a lot with like video and television and things like that, but it's cool to see it in person, Now, was it you guys or the museum? Who came up with this idea, and how did this kind of come about?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the kind of genesis of the idea came really from the first time I visited the museum. So I've been with the symphony now for about 6 years, and the first thing I heard when I came to Winona is you have to go to the Minnesota Marine Art Museum.
Right.
And I was just so inspired when I walked into the building, and I thought, we have to do something together. And so that's really where this collaboration came from, is this idea that we can experience art and music together in a way that is different for both. And so every year since the pandemic that we've been doing this now, we curate a series of 4 or 5 concerts. And the idea is that we are inspired by something in the museum, either a collection of art or a specific piece of artwork, and then we make a program of music based on that. So like tonight, the concert is based on this exhibit that they have right now called The Big Catch.
Right.
And there's this really famous piece by Schubert called The Trout.
Right.
And so that was just like so obvious. So we built a program kind of around that. Right. So we can experience music in a new way, surrounded by the art, and we can experience the art in a new way with the music in that space.
Right. I love that. I love that. And I really like the theme, too, how that connects with the trout. And then I remember reading that there's a more contemporary piece that uses like themes from trout, maybe, but in more of a blues type thing. Can you tell us about the selection of the pieces and how you guys came about that?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So I'm always interested in kind of how music fits together, right? That's kind of my job, right? And this was a piece that I learned about actually just 2 years ago, and it's by a contemporary American composer. Ellen Zwillick is her name. Okay. And she was asked to write a piece for the same instrumentation as the Schubert piece, so that just means the same instruments for the piece that she was asked to write. And so she thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to take this famous melody from Schubert and use it to write my own kind of music? And so she kind of took the idea of this trout melody and cast it in the blues. And so she called it the Moody Trout. And it's the same melody, but it sounds, of course, totally different, you know, because it's in that style. And so I thought it'd be a cool pairing for this concert.
Right, for sure. And then there's one other piece, right? Can you tell us about that piece?
Yeah, that is a piece by Libby Larson, who's another living composer. Yeah. And she was just here in Winona a couple weeks ago
Is she from Minnesota?
She is a Minnesotan, yes, cool. Tried and true. Yeah. And so her piece is also for a really similar instrumentation. And so because we had just done a big premiere of hers, I thought it'd be cool to do another one of her pieces. Right. And it's just a piece that I like, to be perfectly honest. It's called Four on the Floor, and it's just this driving, kind of wild piece. Okay. And I thought it'd be a great concert opener for tonight. Nice.
So you guys, how long have you been doing this? You said a couple years now, huh?
Yeah, we were originally going to do our first concert in April of 2020, and of course that got canceled.
Right.
And so then in the fall of 2021 is the first one of these that we did.
Okay.
And so that first season in 2021, 2022, it was a big, it was really cool because it was kind of the first concerts that were happening coming out of the pandemic, and we just got such a positive response, and so we've been doing it since then. The concerts have all followed kind of a similar format in that they're about an hour long, and we always have a little bit of time where someone from the museum talks about the art in the exhibit that we're in, and then either myself or one of the musicians talks about the music. So if it's someone who's maybe not familiar with kind of coming to chamber music concerts or whatever, there's some access points that we share about kind of what's cool for us in the music and why we put this together.
could you give me your name and the instrument you play?
Yes, Hillary Kingsley. I play violin.
Okay, and then can I get your name and your instrument you play?
Rachel Ryan, I play cello.
Okay, well, can I speak with you guys? How did you enjoy the show, playing the show tonight?
I enjoyed it very much. I think we found a lot of great energy in performance that doesn't always come out in practice, in rehearsals, and I had a lot of fun playing with the group, and I think it led to a really enjoyable performance for the audience too.
Okay. Any highlights about the show that comes off right at the top of the head, or?
I just always enjoy any moment I have playing with Hillary. There's a lot of conversational parts in the Trout, and it's just fun to be able to look up and have those little wordless exchanges.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, and I love. I catch Rachel's eye, or I see her catching my eye, and I think, oh yes, that's right, we're together. Oh, this is so fun, and we can yes. And then I had some really lovely times. Liz, our violist, would do the same sort of thing. She would sort of lean in towards me, and I'd catch her drift, and it makes it so much more fun. And I can only imagine how visually interesting that makes it for the audience too. It's
some moments in there I was like, oh, okay, I was thinking that's how it started and all that. So
it becomes so much more personal. It's not just about Schubert; it's about who's playing Schubert too. And it's really
So well, we speak on the pieces that you guys like. How do you guys stay in sync, or how long does it take the practice to get in ready for a show?
We're still practicing. There's never quite enough time, and you always feel that way, and I think that's part of what leads to the energy of a good performance, is you have to summon so much focus in that final moment to really deliver and play it the way you want to.
Yeah, that sounded great. I'd never be able to do that, so...
It's hard.
How long have you guys been playing together?
Rachel and I play in the Winona Symphony regularly, and how many years has it been? 4-ish years, 4 or 5 years maybe?
Okay.
Yeah.
Time passes
About that
faster than
time
we think.
flies really quickly, yes, but I think it's been about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ish.
Anything else you all would like to let the viewers know, or anything
delighted.
coming up?
I'm really delighted to be able to play here in Winona. I think they're very appreciative audiences. I think the Marine Art Museum is a wonderful, intimate environment to have a concert like this, and it's truly just such an enjoyable experience for me personally to do this work.
That's love.
And we're really happy you're here. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, I enjoyed the show, to be honest.
This will inspire other people to come to the Marine Art Museum concerts.
Yeah.
There's
Chamber
we have a whole
concerts.
series of them throughout the rest of the season. So
Okay.
look them up.
Before we go, could let us know or what's coming up soon, or?
Well, soon. What is do we know what the next one is?
I should know. We have, like I said, a couple more chamber music concerts here at the Marine Art Museum. I think the next one might be in March.
Maybe in March.
And then there's children's concerts.
And there will be a children's concert with the symphony in February, and then we'll have another concert at the Marine Art Museum here in April.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact date, but I will actually be performing Vivaldi's Spring and Summer, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
Where can we find you guys online?
WinonaSymphony.org.
Correct.
Okay, well, thank you. Can I get your names and instruments I'll play again?
Yep, Hillary Kingsley, violin.
All right.
Rachel Ryan, cello.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of y'all night.
You too.
That concludes part 1 of the Water Music Show by the Winona Symphony Orchestra and the Minnesota Marine Art Museum. Thanks again to the Winona Symphony Orchestra and the Minnesota Marine Arts Museum for their great mix of music and water. Be sure to look the Winona Symphony Orchestra up on winonasymphony.org. For more conversations on art, tune in to Art Beat Tuesdays at 12:30, right here on 89.5 KQAL. I'm VJ Heron, and we've just listened to some great water music by the Winona Symphony Orchestra. Tune in next week for part 2 of the Water Music Show by the Winona Symphony Orchestra and the Minnesota Marine Arts Museum.
Art Beat is written and produced by KQAL FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us on the web at kqal.org.